From Danny, dear highest incarnation of physical beauty and mental badassery, Klavan, I'm a Christian and a freelance DP. That's a director of photography. He's the guy who basically makes movies look great. They always give the credit to the director, but it's usually the DP. I've been in the film industry for 10 years now, and I'm clearly outnumbered as a Christian. I'm only 31, and dude, have I aged because of these people. Yes, it's obvious they have no interest in making anything of Christian value, and the people who do make Christian media suck at it. Would you consider writing screenplays again to save us from God's Not Dead 3? Danny, let me tell you something. This is absolutely true. Christians in this town get together and meet all the time, and sometimes I am there. And the problem we have is that God's Not Dead 3 costs 25 cents to make and makes $1 million. The business model is just so strong, it's hard to get around to making realistic things. And look, I'm getting this, we have this thing that I keep touting, Another Kingdom, on iTunes that me and Knowles did. I wrote it and Knowles performed it, and it is it's just a fantasy suspense story, but it is written by a Christian and it is imbued with my values. And people are complaining because it has the F word in it. Because when I wrote it, I left the F word out, and then I looked at it and I thought, this is not real life. This is not a work of art because it doesn't represent real life. And people are hammering me for it and attacking me. The thing is doing great. It's got over 600 five-star reviews. I'm really grateful for how well it's doing. But it does get to me every time I hear, you're not a Christian. You call yourself a Christian, but you use the F word. I don't often use the F word. But the fact is, people do, and you can't represent people realistically in a work of art. So I will tell you, this is an absolute true story. I was called to a meeting of several film Christians to sit together and talk. I brought these points up. I said, I do not want to make candy, God is the God of the real world. He's not the God of Candyland. I don't want to make movies about Candyland. They called me up and in the nicest, most Christian, most polite way asked me not to come back. They said, you don't fit in here. And it's not like I was screaming and yelling. I just made the point that you're making here. It's a problem because their business model works and Christians do not want to hear what I have to say. Anyone who wants to hear me say more about this, there is a pamphlet available on Amazon called The Crisis in the Arts. It's by me. I think it costs $1. I don't get any money for it. It was put out by the David Horowitz people, and it supports them. But it's a very short pamphlet, and it talks about how the arts work and what Christians misunderstand. The most important thing that Christians and conservatives misunderstand is that Christian and conservative work does not look like Christian conservative world. Those are two different things. The things that our founding fathers read to build this country were filled with bloodshed and sex. They read the Greek tragedies. They read Shakespeare. They knew all the great classic work that deals with sex and violence, and the Bible, by the way, which also deals with these things. It's very frustrating, Danny. I completely hear what you're saying, and I don't have an answer because they're these candy. I don't know I don't have a better word to use for these candy-covered Christian films make a lot of money. So I don't really have an answer for how to break through that business model.